What's up, guys? Let's talk street evangelism, fasting, prayer, Pastor Craig street evangelizing. What funny stories do we know that he has? Let's roll. Hey everyone, welcome to the Pastor's Hangover. My name is Melissa, and each week we chat with these pastors at Grace Family Church, and we answer your deepest, darkest questions.
Ooh, wow.
Dark questions.
Darkest questions.
I don't know where we're
Let's go.
Let's get into it. We have Pastor Hal Mayer,
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Pastor Craig Allman,
All right, go Gators.
and Pastor Daryl Black.
Let's get deep.
Welcome to the
yeah.
show. Let's do it.
Hey, can we tell them the invitation we got? This
Oh,
March
yeah.
Madness?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they know I'm a Gator fan. I don't know how they connected with me, but they invited me to do a little pregame in the locker room
Yeah.
for the Gators in San Antonio.
That's gonna be
And
awesome.
then they invited.
I'm going to be singing.
Yeah.
Not during the game, just in the locker room.
in the locker room.
Yeah.
What
So
are you
I'm
going to
just,
sing?
I don't know. I surrender all.
I surrender all.
Okay. I got
I thought
asked
you were going
to be
to
the
sing
ball
"We
boy.
Are the Champions."
A
are the
blessing?
champions.
Like you're singing a blessing over them.
Yeah.
So we're excited about
think
that.
they're-
And
That'll make them win.
Yeah.
San Antonio, man, Final
That's
Four,
incredible.
Gators. Hey, what's today?
April 1st.
April 1st.
Now,
For-
April.
but they're not getting this for a few days. But April Fool's Day.
April
We got you. We got you that time.
April
Fools. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments
Yeah.
if they tricked you.
That was good. I thought it was. I thought
For
it was
how many
funny.
seconds? How many seconds
Yeah,
did we get
exactly.
for?
Unbelievable.
Catfish, man.
All right, let's dive
Know
in.
about catfishing.
Oh, I'm hip. I know what's going on. You think I'm just this almond joy old guy?
Hey, only I get to call you that.
I get to call.
Yo.
Hey, I went to speak. I was in Winter Haven this Sunday speaking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, while you guys were doing your service here. But I came Saturday. It was awesome, by the way. And they had a whole bowl of almond joy in the little green room.
Did
I was
you-
like,
No, they
did you
didn't.
well, I
did you
just,
overindulge?
no, I don't eat a lot before I speak. I had one or two, but yeah,
There you go.
that's funny.
So you're
All right.
welcome. This joke is really
yeah, it's
taking
working.
off.
It's working.
That's hilarious. All right, what up? Pastor Craig also likes burgers, chicken
yes,
wings,
Yes, he
man.
does.
buffalo chicken dip.
Seafood.
He likes
seafood.
fishing. We went fishing.
Ooh,
Man.
we caught some fish.
That's how you know about catfish.
We caught some
We
fish.
caught some fish.
You
Big
caught
ones.
you caught
I caught a cobia,
cobia.
43 inches, 20-something
Wow.
pounds. But the
gave a
best
fight.
part is, what did we do after we caught the fish, Daryl?
We took them to a restaurant and they cooked
Eat
them
right there.
fresh.
There you
man,
go.
amazing.
Might be the best fish I've
Yeah,
ever had.
it was so good.
Nothing compares to fresh.
Offshore
Oh,
fishing.
yeah.
Hey, hangover offshore. If you got a big boat, invite us out.
There you go.
We are
We'll
there.
shoot the
We're there
episode
with you.
there.
We are
Would
there.
that be
Deadliest
cool to
catch.
do one
That would
on,
be cool.
on
There you
set
go.
offshore?
This was my first time going out deep.
with a guide,
Yeah.
man, the whole
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
if you don't have a guide, it's not worth.
Yeah.
Because you're just throwing in the middle.
You
of,
just-
you're just hoping.
You're just
Hey.
throwing bait in the water.
Little plug, Captain Brian Morgan, one of the
Yeah.
best guides around. Man, you want to use them.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. We had an incredible time.
Yeah.
So that's
all right.
super fun. And we all had a great time this weekend. We started and we kicked off 21 Days of Prayer and Fasting as
Yes.
a
Yeah.
church, which is incredible, and just had a very slowed down service with a
Powerful.
lot of worship. And you could we left a lot of room for the Holy Spirit to move and speak to
did.
people. And he did. It was beautiful.
It was really cool, and I think I'll just kind of say this. I think AI heard that we were talking about fasting and wanted to give me some extra push to do it. If any of y'all saw the picture that was posted on the Pastor's Hangover, I was told I look like Mr. Incredible plus 50 pounds. So
I haven't
it looked
seen
like
it yet. I need
it's.
to go look at it.
I'm a little offended. I'm not sure if AI is the way forward anymore.
Yes.
It's kind of shaming, but
Yes, someone says it looks like that the Pixar
ate
character
me.
view ate
Wow.
Pastor Hal.
and then
that was mean.
yeah. Anyway,
Who's in charge of our Instagram?
I don't know. They kind of sit at this table,
Yeah,
but
okay.
she claimed it wasn't her. I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
but you,
I don't know.
yeah,
Buck stops here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
no,
talking
I
about-
approved it for sure.
Yes, you absolutely approved it. You're like, I look good in the picture, so that's all that matters. That's basically every picture with my wife. What
so
do I
good.
look like? I'm like, my face looks weird. That's fine. I look good in this picture. But anyway, fasting.
Fasting, yes.
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
I really am. 21 days of prayer and fasting. And really what we talked about is we're giving up something, a physical hunger, and replacing it with a spiritual hunger.
Yeah.
So the idea is whatever it may be that you're giving up, I'm replacing with that. And then we're praying for the people that don't know God, for the people that have yet to either step inside a church or maybe have before but have walked away from their faith, whatever it may be, that those people that don't know God. God, who are we praying for and who are we fasting
Yeah,
for?
it's powerful, man.
And we see it throughout the Bible.
Yep.
It's a powerful thing. It's that refocusing in.
Yep.
And I just want to make sure, because I don't think I said this in the message. It's not this idea like I'm in pain for God. Don't get that idea. I'm not that I'm in pain for God, but I'm giving something up that's reminding me to pray.
Well,
And-
I am hunger pains. I'm
Yeah.
for giving up bread, but when
it is.
I hunger for bread, I
Right.
think about praying.
Absolutely.
It triggers you to pray.
Yeah.
It does, and that's
Yeah.
why food is really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is because we're highly addicted to food. I don't have any other drugs, but food is my drug of choice. And so I'm on day 4.
You're just
now,
doing like coffee
and so
and water.
coffee and
He's
water.
a real deal. Wow.
But there's a lot more time for prayer.
Yeah.
A lot more time for prayer. And if you've never done before, I think I said in the video, try one meal a day.
Amen.
Try just doing like some different things and do it one week and go, you know what, maybe I can challenge myself a little bit more.
Stretch yourself.
And my wife, I know she's given up certain things, but she's also given up social media.
Yeah.
And so every time she goes for her phone, instead she's got a list
Yeah.
to pray for.
I'm giving up
on
my
it.
space.
You're giving up my space, which is good.
It's
I think-
about time.
You're
I thought
so
you were.
hip
I thought you
today.
were
I thought you were
overdoing it.
banned.
I was.
Well, what I was unhappy about is I don't know. In MySpace, it has your top friends.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to crack that yet. So that's been for,
Me and
for
Daryl
all the
are out there.
millennials. Like, what is MySpace?
It's powerful, man. Just do it. Yeah.
And I know there's prayer going on at each of the campuses.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the names up on the wall. And I'll just say this, guys: spend some time. Next time you go to prayer, whatever it may be, take some pictures of the wall. Pray for the people that you're doing. Pray for the other people that are there. We're all joining this together because we believe God can move in ways that we just don't understand.
If you weren't there, we challenged people during that great time of worship that you guys led. Hey, who's God's laying on your heart to pray for? And we had a time where they went and wrote the names of some of those people on the wall. Like I wrote my brother Timmy. He's in Lakeland, and I said my brother Timmy, and I had a little verse underneath there. God open his eyes, he may see you, because that's what they need. The eyes open to the gospel.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
I
Powerful.
mean, that's intercession. I think there's a question about, intercessory prayer and what that really is. But let me go backwards. We're talking about fasting, and for those, and you said it, but I want you to say it again so people can hear it. What is fasting? Just in case they miss it.
Yeah.
They definitely
It's-
can watch the message, but
I mean-
someone's watching this for the first time.
It's replacing that physical hunger for spiritual hunger.
Yeah.
It's I'm giving up something because what I want from God, I want that more. I need that. And that's what it was. I mean, it was a regular practice back in there in that time. And they did it on a regular basis because I don't know if you guys have noticed this. We need refocusing on a regular basis.
You know. It realigns us. Yeah.
There's things that come into our life that take over very quickly.
Yeah.
And if we don't constantly remove those things or do something to refocus ourselves, we end up walking further away from God. And so fasting is that. It's that refocusing. You see it in the Bible. I mean, they fasted for direction from God multiple occasions. Talk about the time in Acts, which was a massive moment. Saul and Barnabas, if they don't go to, they're going to the right place, which started basically Christianity moving across the entire empire. You see them for direction from God, for what to do next. They're praying for people that are in prison, praying for people that are sick. They just want to get closer to God. And really that's what it is I don't want to say this. It's not like this magical spell that we get what we want when we fast.
Yeah.
But here's what we get every time when we fast is we get more of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal is I want more of God. I want to
Teaches us
understand him.
self-control. Yeah.
Yeah, it redirects your dependency.
Yes.
I mean that's really what it is. I've had people. Does the Bible say you have to fast? No, it doesn't. But it expects us to.
Yeah.
Because
Jesus says when you fast.
when you fast.
Yeah.
So it's not like he expected because we're in a relationship together. It's just like, hey, when we if my wife goes, when we go on the date, not are we going to go on a date?
Yeah.
No, when you do this is a part of our relationship. This is an expectation that you will do it so that we can get closer to each other. And so if it's something that you're doing annually, if you're something that you're doing, like you said, they do it in the Bible.
Yeah.
Man, I need to make a decision. I'm confused. I don't have clarity. And sometimes you don't have clarity because there's just too much junk in your life.
Yep.
You're overwhelmed by social media ideas, the world pulling at you, and fasting helps you go,
Yep.
okay, I can focus because I'm not eating.
Yeah.
I can it's making me focus on the
It
word.
sharpens your senses.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be amazed.
Yeah.
Start fasting.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed at how heightened your senses are.
Yeah.
Start fasting. You'll be amazed. You'll smell bread from 2 miles away.
No, 5 miles away. I'm telling you.
Because
it's true.
it heightens everything.
It really does.
It makes you so spiritually aware
Yeah.
and physically aware of what's going on. And so,
That's good.
do it.
So that kind of answers that question you have about when you fast, does God take away the hunger? No. How's that question go?
Yeah. If God has called you to fast, then you genuinely won't feel hungry. Is that true?
That's so not true.
No. That's actually part of the point of fasting. Although I'll say this: when you get past day 4, the hunger is not as much.
Yeah,
it's the hormone's called ghrelin. Basically, it shuts down in your body unless you smell. Like if I smell something, I remember the very first time I fasted for a long period of time, my wife made the kids bacon. I had to walk out. Because that put it back in. But it's not that. And the goal is not to take away the hunger. The goal is that you're reminded of those things so that you spend more time with God. And so that's the idea. And then you realize very quickly how much time you spend eating. And it's a lot. It is. It's a lot of time.
I eat fast, so it's not that much time for me.
Yes, that is true.
5 minutes.
That is true. If you ever go to a meeting with Craig, have your questions ready.
That's right.
And then you keep asking them, then you eat while that's happening.
Yeah, let him
maybe
let him do more
at
the
same time.
right. So you can eat while he's talking.
It's my worst fault.
But there was another question about I forgot.
Breakthrough?
Nope.
Or prayer?
Nope.
I can just tell you
Intercession.
all the questions.
Intercession.
Hello.
Okay.
About intercession. What is intercession? I think we simplify intercession to mean, man, I'm just praying for this person. But it's so much bigger than that. It's more than just, it's more than just praying for this person. It's literally putting yourself in that position. When Jesus is called the great intercessor, he doesn't just pray for us. He puts himself in our place. And so when we see that, Moses does that for Israel, Ezekiel does that for Israel. They put themselves in the place and say, hey, I'm not just praying for them. I'm praying like I'm like them. God, save that person's soul. Put me in that place. And for most of us, the people that we're praying for, we were in that person's place. Spiritually. We were in there. So God delivered them, healed them spiritually, open their eyes so that they can see you. And so that's what intercession is. It's like, God, help me, put me in the place of that person where their brokenness, their healing, family issues, unforgiveness, whatever that is. And God, give me the words that I can pray for them and over them.
It's good.
I would say it's probably the best form of what you would call like Christian empathy. Because it's just empathy by itself, feeling something, it doesn't accomplish a lot of stuff. But the idea of I'm putting myself in their shoes so much so that I'm going to God for them in these things. That's what true Christian empathy is I'm not just feeling bad for that person, but I'm going to the only one who can change it. And so, and I'm in that place to do that. So
that's good.
And it's warfare.
Right.
Like it's spiritual warfare. I'm fighting for them. I'm not just saying, Lord bless them. I hope they figure it out. I wrote their name on the wall. Now I'm going to walk away. No, I'm fighting for them. This is why I love that we have the names on the wall that we get to see every weekend. And even, we had cards for people. I would even encourage you guys who are watching, write it in your journal, write it on a card, write it somewhere in your house so that you remind yourself, man, I'm fighting for this person. Because it's so easy for us to forget.
Of course.
So easy for us to say it and then it passes. But man, writing it down, it does something to you mentally and spiritually. Go, I see this name. In every area of life, I see this person.
Well, Well, our prayer through this whole series, I know, is that God would renew our hunger for lost people. We kind of get all forgetting about us four no more, and we're thinking about just Christians. And man, there are people that are friends, our family, our coworkers, and so we're praying that this is not just a 21-day movement, but it's more of a, sure, we want them to be invited to a service, but man, God, renew our heart for lost people.
Let this be a launch pad, not just a 21-day thing. Let's just be the start of something that we do as a church, that we have compassion for people.
Well, Jesus said the laborers are few. The harvest is out there, but the laborers are few. Man, really talking about evangelism for a minute. People go, I wouldn't know what to say, and I don't know what to do, and they may ask me a question in the Bible that I don't know the answer to. And I always say, if you don't say, I don't know, I'll look it up for you. It shows humility, right? We talk about humility. But I think that the best thing you can do if you really want to build it, how to share your faith, is share your story. Learn to share your testimony in 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. Where were you before you knew the Lord? What was going on in your life? What triggered you to accept the Lord in your life? And what has he done for you now? Those little 3 parts, when you get used to doing it yourself. I used to do it in front of a mirror because I used to do some street ministry. But the other day I was out golfing, played with this guy several times. 81 years old, highly successful guy. And I started asking him about, hey, tell me about your life. He's telling me everything. And he knew I was a pastor, but I wasn't going to push anything on him.
Yeah.
And that's one of the keys. You don't want to push, wait for a door to open.
Yeah.
And he goes, Craig, I know you're a pastor. How'd that all start? And I said, do you really want to hear? And I said, because it's a very interesting story. I won't take too long to tell it, but since we're golfing, and I got to share my whole testimony with this guy about the voices in my beer, giving my life to Christ, Debbie leading me to the Lord. And he was like it. Then he goes, that is amazing. But I didn't keep going. I just stopped there, waiting for him to want more. Sometimes we're salt of the world, but we put too much salt on them. Just sprinkle enough to where they're thirsty and want more.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's good.
I was reading through The Woman at the Well, and if you know the story, basically Jesus sits next to, he tells her everything about himself.
Yeah.
She's so amazed, she goes back and tells everybody.
Yeah.
But later on in the chapter, you actually see them come back. They go, we came to you because of what her story was.
That's right.
But now we
Learn
know
your
it for
story.
ourselves.
Yeah, so
And so
good.
that's what we do with our story is we lay it out. We give them a little bit, and they're like, man, I got to know a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
But then the goal is for them to come to God and get to meet him for themselves. And that's when their lives truly change.
Well, they can't argue your testimony. They can say, well, I don't believe the Bible. I don't believe. Well, but this is what happened to me. I was blind, but now I see. You can argue all you want about what you believe or don't believe, but this is real for me.
Yeah. There's this. I mean, you see a lot more on social media. There's this sense that you have to know more to believe, and we don't do that in anything we do in life.
How much you know in marriage before you got married?
Hello.
Very little.
I'm
still learning. There's volumes.
what I thought I knew, percentage-wise, to what I
So
actually
you committed. You committed before you knew everything.
Yeah.
Same with God.
You had an experience.
That's right.
And because of that experience and that encounter, you made a commitment.
That's right.
And then you learned along the way.
And that's what it is with Jesus. Man, that he died for you, right?
Yeah.
And that we just need to acknowledge, admit our sin, believe in what he did on the cross, and commit our life to him. And all the other stuff, the dinosaurs, and what about, God will show you. You just start somewhere.
Yeah, we continue to learn, but there's never going to be a point where we know everything.
That's right.
It's just not possible. But that's the reason why we do every year we do apologetics. We talk about these things. We talk about because we want to equip you as much as possible, but we're not going to be able to answer every single question.
No.
I challenge you to pray this prayer as your prayer and fast. Here, my Lord, send me. And watch how all of a sudden God will give you these divine appointments with people, and you're going to have a choice. Do I say something or not? I know you're afraid. We're afraid of rejection. All you got to do is throw a little seed out there. If they take it, you go a little more. But if they just go, because I've had times where I would say to someone, I thought there was an opening, go, hey, you go to church anywhere or do you? No. And that was it. I could tell it's like they're not ready for another conversation. So you back off. You don't have to force it.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
And don't let the knowledge of don't let what you don't know stop you from saying what you do know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not about how much you know. It's about what do you do with what you do, what you know. Did I say that right?
No.
It's not
Try
about
it
how
again.
much you know. It's about what you do with what you know.
And how much you care. They want to know how much you care before how much you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I know God changed my life. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
And that's it. And so, man, we encourage everybody, man, sit down and
Write your
what's
story
What's
out.
your 1 to 3 minute testimony that you could tell anybody? Because when you start praying for people and interceding
Get
for
ready.
people, God will open up
Yes,
doors
he will.
for you to have conversations that you couldn't have orchestrated yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he'll make those things happen. He's had neighbors who I didn't think I would have a chance to talk to, and then we just end up at the mailbox at the same time. I'm like, well, I guess I'm talking to Larry today. And so God will orchestrate those things in an incredible way. So just as long as you're open and available.
And again, we don't save anyone. We follow. We listen to the unction of the Holy Spirit. In fact, Paul says some are planting seeds, some are watering, and some are getting the harvest. I've had conversations where they immediately received the Lord. It wasn't me. Someone obviously had been planting and watering before I had that last opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe you're just planting seed.
Well, and it's that going from that idea of I work and I go to church. No, everywhere is it's where you work, where your neighborhood is, all that kind of stuff. God has put you there purposefully. We're always doing something for God. We may not see it or realize it, but once you start to see your workplace as a place to evangelize and not that you're just sitting on top of a desk and yelling at everybody, telling them to go to hell. That please don't do that. But you're waiting for those opportunities.
But there is that weird thing. People, it's spooky, it's weird. It doesn't have to be spooky or weird or awkward. Now there can be some awkwardness. That's just sometimes that's going to happen, but man, don't be weird about it. Don't be spooky. Don't be condemning. You know, just share your story and love people, even if they don't receive it. You know, you just got to, how you deliver it and how you walk away from a conversation is huge.
Well, that brings, go
ahead.
That brings up a good conversation because you started it. Well, you started it. Yeah. Don't jump on the table and tell people they're going to hell and how you deliver it. We've seen a lot in social media of late of people on the corners. Some of them are yelling, holding signs, screaming. And I mean, and we can go back, 30 years, 40 years. I remember there was an old talk show, Donahue.
Yeah, Phil Donahue.
And Phil Donahue, he would have people on the show who would just Christians who would just be yelling at people. And so, what do y'all think about that approach of someone being on the corner? Because you were a street preacher.
I was. I mean, it's funny. I don't think yelling does a lot.
I don't know why I double point.
I know, yelling doesn't do a lot. Yelling doesn't do a lot for people. I remember when I first got out there,
double pointing.
I didn't know what I was doing. I cared for people. And I had to admit, I had some intense times with people, but I learned how I respond was so important. I'll tell you one funny one. I had a group of guys I was talking to, and they all started snickering. And I didn't know why. The guy had snuck behind me and poured a beer down my back pocket of my Levi's. And they were just waiting to see me respond. And I thank God the Holy Spirit checked me. And I said, oh, man, I wish you would have given that to me. I would have drank instead of pouring down my back pocket. Just laughing. And they loved that response. And I didn't respond with this anger like, you're going to hell. And then they started listening. They watched that response and listened more. Wow. So we can't be offended when people are offended. But I believe the words of God will offend people, but our tone and our mannerisms should not offend people.
I think the best really response always usually comes from people you have some sort of relationship with. Because the hard part is just having somebody random on the street just yelling something at you. But when it's somebody that absolutely cares about you, that's having a real conversation with you, like a relational conversation. And I'm not saying God's never going to, like on the street or in a store. I've had God, you need to say something. I'm like, why? The checkout person. I'm like, but why? And I'm like, hey, have you ever been to our church? And she's like, you know what? I've been thinking. I'm like, of course, God would do something like this. But it's that idea of every single day we're having those conversations with people and we're looking for those openings because it's with relationship that people are more likely to listen to you because they know you. And because let's just be honest, whether we like it or not, the idea of a Christian is not always the greatest thing in a lot of people's minds.
Perceptions aren't very good.
They look at social media, so they think of the person that's yelling at everybody or the person that thinks they're holier than thou and that kind of stuff. And so we have the opportunity to go, no, we're there's something different about us. But we're also human.
It's funny. We have a guy that goes to Grace, and he takes our messages. And he puts them on a little PA. He doesn't yell. He just plays our message downtown. Right on the courthouse steps.
I saw him at Amelie.
And he doesn't do anything weird. No. That's just what he feels called to do. He's at Amelie too. He's been in different places.
I was walking into
he's just traveling around with our messages on the
So we have another campus out there somewhere.
It was the
most it's a tabernacle. It's a moving campus.
I went in for jury duty and I'm like, that's me. I'm like, what in the world?
That's trippy.
I was so confused.
Keep doing it, man. See, he found his niche, and he just said, "Hey, I just want to share my faith," but it's done in a
There's nobody yelling or anything like that.
So, what made you do street evangelism? How did that start?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time, but I'll give you a quick. When I really gave my life to the Lord, I was in that pub, like I said. I mean, it was just a dramatic turnaround. I went from heathen to figuring this God thing out, and I was naive. I thought, who doesn't want forgiveness and security of heaven? All my friends want this. So I remember going out back to the clubs and sharing with my friends, and they weren't very receptive. They said, Craig, aren't you the same guy, may have to edit this, at the wet T-shirt contest last week? The same, because I was into all that crazy stuff. And I go, man, but God changed my life, and He'll change your life. And so I started just sharing my faith in that way. Then I'd go to the high schools where they used to hang out. The high schools used to let you out for lunch and share with the kids. And I just really wanted people to know it was real, in my life. And I did a lot wrong at the beginning, but God still used me. I can tell you stories where God is not looking for ability. He's looking for availability. If you make yourself available to God, He'll use you in spite of you. Yeah, He really will.
Yeah,
that's good.
Which for those of you that have never shared your faith that are going, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You got to start.
Yeah.
God uses you in spite of you.
Yeah.
And you have to believe that. I mean, look at the stories of the Bible, the people that he uses in there. And it's just, God's going to do the work he's going to do. And we just got to be open to listening to him while we're doing it. And then afterwards we go, okay, God, please help me through this.
You know, I've had
what's my next step?
Yeah, I've had things when I worked at this one workplace, and I went up to this guy I didn't know that well. We worked together, but I said, "Hey, Lon, this is going to sound weird," and I just admitted it sounded weird. But I don't want you to think I'm weird, but I feel like I wanted to share with you how God's changed my life. Are you okay with that? And you just start like that. Even hey, I'm uncomfortable a little bit too. And sometimes they go, man, I want to hear about it. You know, I don't know. You just got to be real. Be real with people.
Yeah,
don't be overly religious.
No.
Condescending or condemning with people.
Yeah, it's good.
So, yeah. Hey, let's go street witnessing today, man. That'd be fun to do.
Let's do it.
We may have to do it one day.
I did that once.
Let's get loud.
Well, I've done
I used to do
a couple
surveys.
times.
It was fun to do surveys with people.
I've done the survey. I went to Panama City Beach during spring break and witnessed up and down the
prime time.
Yeah.
prime time.
Wow.
All right, yeah.
Prime time. Hey, in the middle of everything that's going on right now, I need you to know about Jesus.
Yeah.
Actually, the greatest thing that we did pancake breakfast from 11 to 3 the next day. And so, but they would come in all hungover and sit down for pancakes. Those were the best conversations.
Yeah.
Because in that moment, they're kind of regretting a little bit
You're
of what happened the
hungry.
night before.
You're hungry, you're full.
But they're not going to move. And we would have
regret.
some pretty good conversation. I don't know where that led, but the idea was I was just having the conversation.
I have to share one funny story. I was street witnessing with a guy named Macho Garcia back at my old church. And I was a youth pastor at the time. We used to go down to Nebraska, which was the prostitute strip. And we'd drive down there. And one time we were right on Nebraska. We pulled to the side of the road. We see the prostitute comes up to our car window, and we had the 4 spiritual law books, right? So we're giving them. I'm handing her the book like this out the window. At the same time, the cops' lights go on. True story. He comes up to the car, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "You're not going to believe this, but we're sharing Jesus with him." He goes, "I've never heard that one before." True story. And then I had to show him the box. We had 200 of the tracks. I thought we were getting arrested for soliciting a prostitute.
Oh man,
Crazy, man.
Hey, you got to get out there, man.
Yeah,
got to
not
be out
saying you
there.
got to do that, but
Don't-
yeah,
You know, God has people everywhere.
He
You
does.
somebody's got to be out on that street and at the
Yeah.
It's paying attention. I think you've heard the story of Tony Campolo, the guy that he was at a place in the middle of the night and he had these women came in that were prostitutes, and he found out that she was having her birthday the next day. So he goes, "Hey, tomorrow," he went to the guy, "Hey, we're going to throw her a birthday party." It was just this random thing. And he throws the birthday party. It's like several people got saved in that moment. It was just him in that moment. He was in a city that's not normally his normal city, but he felt God go, "Hey, she's never had a birthday." And she had never had a cake in her entire life. And it was like one of those things. It's like, you don't know what God's going to lead you into, but we've got to be ready for it, I think is the thing.
There's divine appointments out
Yes.
there. I've heard some strange ones.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You heard the Madonna one? True story. A guy doesn't even know who Madonna was, and God woke him up and said, "This morning you're going to meet someone really famous, and I want you to tell them about Jesus." And he's driving down the road, and somehow I think she had her car broke down. He went to help her, didn't know who it was at first, and he's helping her change the tire, and she goes, "You don't know who I am?" And when he said her name, she goes, "Oh, that's why I'm doing this." And he told her how God had woke him up to tell her about Jesus.
Wow.
Weird, right?
It's crazy.
Wow.
You never know.
It's cool.
Never know.
Yeah.
So that's true? That's not April Fool's?
No, that's true story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Just had
true.
to check.
Yeah.
It was Craig.
Yeah.
It was
no, it wasn't me.
No,
But
that was
there's divine appointments like that everywhere. And
Yeah.
if you maybe don't have any funny stories or experiences like that, maybe you need to say more, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm here, God, send me.
Yeah.
Like,
It'll make your
I'm
life more
open and
exciting.
available.
Yeah.
You got a dull Christian life. Start
Sharing your faith.
sharing your
absolutely.
faith. Get
oh
ready.
man, you'll get a bunch
Yeah.
of stories. We probably could have
We
tons
could.
of stories at this
Yeah.
table, but you'll
Yeah.
have a bunch of stories, and it'll be uncomfortable at first because it's something new, something
it
that you
is.
haven't done. But man, work that muscle, get
Yeah.
in there, and there actually is a large gap between being bold and being obnoxious.
Yes. Don't be brash or
So
obnoxious.
it's not a thin line. It's a
That's
large
right.
gap. So
Yeah,
you can
that's good.
You can be bold. Jesus was boldly proclaiming the gospel
Yeah.
in the streets.
Yeah.
Out loud.
Yeah.
And so there's a difference between being bold and being obnoxious. And we see a lot of obnoxious people
Yeah.
out there. And people say, oh, that's, they try to make it, well, this is what Jesus would do. No.
Yeah.
You can be loud and not sound foolish.
Yeah.
You can be loud and not be arrogant. You can be loud and still share the gospel of Jesus in a good way. And it's not annoying people. You can make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But just don't be obnoxious.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yep.
It's good.
yeah.
I love it.
Woo. All right. That's good.
Is there
Are we
more?
going to get another Pixar?
Are we doing?
Are we going to change that up?
I don't know. Maybe we'll put you guys.
I mean,
we'll AI you on the street.
I was the one that looked
evangelizing,
pregnant for some reason. So
Yep. I'm sorry. That was rude and hurtful. Clearly, he's very hurt.
Who's winning the Final Four?
Ooh, man. What's the picks? Let's see. It's Duke, Florida, Auburn, and Houston. I think Gators taking all of it.
I'm Gator fan through and through. The other team that's Duke is scary, but Houston is that every single possession they beat you up.
Yeah, they're good defense.
And so that's the only reason why I don't think Auburn, especially the
I'm
one
not a
dude's
Duke
kind
fan.
of hurt, Broom, but yeah.
Go Gators.
Yep.
You know what? I might have to go Gators this time.
Come on, man.
I may have to go.
All right.
That's
like
smart
Like if
move
this
for
was
you.
if this was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago, Duke for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going Gators.
All right.
Yeah.
Very
I do like
exciting.
Auburn too,
Yeah.
but I think I'm going.
It's going to be good.
And it's so cool they're bringing you guys into that game.
Yeah, I got to get ready.
Yeah,
you
I'm
got to
gonna-
practice
yeah.
your
All right.
singing.
Yeah.
I'm tap dancing.
Well,
for
thank
the
you guys.
opening.
I loved this episode. I loved
Yeah,
you sharing
good.
some personal stories and really the heart of this time of year. You know,
Amen.
as we lead into Easter, this is what we're focusing on as a church body, and it's not just our church, right? It's we know collectively, right? Churches are evangelizing to reach the lost this time of year because people are more open than ever. So
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you for being with us, and thank you all for being with us for
Yes.
another episode of the Pastor's Hangover. We'll
All right.
see you next week.
All right.